diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. The Rainbow Warriors will get us started with the opening kickoff. On the move from inside his 5. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. The Huskies offense will take the field first. This wide receiver matchup is one that we've been waiting to see. You have two guys on either side, Jesse, who are really going to make the secondaries nervous.
Oh, they should, because these guys can take the top off of defense. You've got two very dynamic individuals playing on each offense, and if I'm playing quarterback in this game for either team, I am going to take my shots and give my guy an opportunity, because both of these guys, David, have proven they can make circus-level catches.
I mean, when they're not open, they're open. I mean, they can make the dynamic catches, the contested catches. They have the speed. They are two of the best playmakers in all of the country. So whenever an offense has the football today, you're going to like the show.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball off.
He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. Washington sends out the punt team. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. The Rainbow Warriors offense will try to get something going with their first possession. And the heart of this team clearly rests on the offensive line, a group of ballers, David, who take pride in what they do.
And I think if you're a coach, you take pride. Like, it starts up front. Like, you win and lose games with physicality, and they lean on all the big fellas up front, the hog mollies, the big uglies, the most unselfish players on the field.
It's old school, man. We're in an era of college football where it's up-tempo, spread, air raid. Games are still won and lost, though, in the trenches. And because this is one of the best offensive lines in all of college football, that is a huge advantage this offense takes into each and every game.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. Direct snap. They'll run the toss. Got behind those pads and picked up 3 out to the 35. Let's take a second to think about Hawaii. With just a few games remaining, they're atop the conference standings. Jesse, how hard is it not to look ahead at this point?
Really, really hard, because everybody's talking about the conference championship, who you might play. You still got to deal, you still got to take care of business on the field today. That's the most important thing. It's been a phenomenal season up to this point, David. Great things ahead, potentially, but you got to win this one today.
Well, and I think that's what's really important. It's a great start, and now it's about finishing the season. To be at the top is awesome, but you can't lose a conference game or 2 conference games and get yourself out of the mix here right at the end when you're so close to the finish line.
We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Rides the back and leaves it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
They forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on 3rd down? He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
Nice complementary football we're seeing from this team here early. Defense did their job in the opening drive, and now your offense is doing their job too. Really nice throw that time by the quarterback. You've got to love what you're seeing on both sides of the ball if you're this team's head coach.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield.
And there was no space, nowhere to go. That play went absolutely nowhere.
Sometimes you just need a dude to show up and make a play, and he did.
Sometimes you just need to block that dude, and they didn't.
Snap to the back. He didn't quite make it to the sticks, and it'll bring up a 4th down from the 42.
How about that, man? 3rd and long. You know what I'm going to run? Let's see. Long pass. Go route. No, we're going to run the option and try to catch him off guard. And I think they do a little bit, but the defense does a nice job rallying and getting to the play and getting to the pitch man before he gets to the sticks.
Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Period, 1st down here. Rides the back. He's going to keep it. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Direct snap. The toss to the outside. Not finding any running room. I think that loss is going to get back what they gained on the previous play, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, the defense had the perfect play call on there. Offense trying to go toss him at the boundary, but the defense dialed up the corner blitz. Perfect play for the perfect moment. They get the tackle for loss.
It's complete. Brought down at the 33-yard line as this defense gets a 3rd down stop. On 4th and 7, analytics, gut feel, or maybe just wanting to keep the offense out there. They'll go for it. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Got his man quickly.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Back has it. He'll pitch it.
Well, I love the variety in the run game you're seeing from this offense. It's not just going to be conventional handoffs. Won't just be the quarterback, but he's making good decisions. Pitching at that time, that's the right read. And it's not a huge explosive home run type play, but it is enough to help them pick up the 1st down.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Snap to the back. Fighting off the defender. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
How about the play by the speed back? You think about speed, you think about breaking ankles. He broke the tackle because he's so fast, moving so fast, hard to get the guy on the ground.
Don't want to risk anything here. The quarterback takes a knee. Well, this is kind of weird. They're not even going to try to run a play. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Can they salvage the drive by converting on 3rd and goal? This defense needing this energy from the crowd in a goal-to-go situation. The tight end gets the handoff on 3rd and short. You don't see that every day. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Warriors! setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. First play of the drive, wants to throw. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. The Huskies trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to go up top, throws to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. And the Huskies lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up fourth down. The punt team makes its way onto the field. That last howitzer was nice. How about another one just like it? Looks as if this one will be marked down around the 25. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Looking for a man. It's Lanier. Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Looking downfield on first down. He fires one deep over the middle. Makes a grab down the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Well, this offense is showing you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely flipped the field.
He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. They are really clicking along. 1st and goal on just the 4th play of the drive. The snap sets up to throw. Here's a heat. And down he goes back at the 3. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play of the half. Back to throw, time running short in the half. Touchdown, Hawaii! The offense cashing it in on that drive.
And that's just a fantastic job of executing the 2-minute type situation by this offense. Something you practice all week long for end of half and end of game. Quarterback, really nice job. Good job by the staff, too, getting the plays in quickly so they could get up to the line of scrimmage and get going. And it's them scoring that touchdown with seconds to go here in the first half, piling onto their lead. That gives them tremendous confidence heading into halftime.
They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Seattle for an interesting first half than you?
Washington ready to kick off to start this second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Direct snap. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
And I like changing things up. I like trying new things. Handing it to the tight end, that's something you don't see very often. A little creativity. Now, it was negativity in the end, but I like the creative thought process of trying to get somebody else the football.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
On the move. Crosses the 30. He's brought down at the 33 as the defense keeps him away from that first down marker. 4th down coming up. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Using his feet. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
Yeah, you know, guys, the defense just hasn't had an answer. Every time a big 4th down comes up, they just can't seem to get off the field. That last time, it was a running play, and they just couldn't bring him down.
Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
Well, you got to love what you're seeing from this offense here on this drive so far, because 5 straight runs. They ran on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th down, and they just did it again. So right now, they're trying to be the more physical side.
They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. Back has it. They make the stop, but not before the chains move and the Wildcat formation pays off. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Snap to the back. Oh, he's got a chance. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Direct snap. Found a little room out of the Wildcat that time, just short of the 1st down.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the 1st half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the 2nd half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. Back has it. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
They forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there. Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. On the read. Rides the back on the option, the give. They get him on the ground, but it'll be enough for the 1st down, and they might mark that down to use the Wildcat again. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. Snap to the back. Leaves it with the back. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. We've reached the end of the period, and Hawaii is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Direct snap. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the 1st down.
Well, after the tackle now, that sets up 4th and 2. And these offenses, they practice for these types of situations. It's not like they just have quarterbacks sneak in their back pocket for 4th and inches. They've got plays designed to go and get this, David, so it'll be interesting to see if this offense wants to roll the dice.
Yeah, and most of the time, I'm rolling the dice. I'm going to be aggressive. And as a defense, you also know that too. And you're ready. You're not caught off guard by offenses nowadays going forward on 4th down.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. Back has it. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
And I think the defense would be really happy with where they're at right now. If they knew they had held their stud down to his little yards, but they're trailing. And this is the time where he's going to get the ball even more. So they got to be ready for him. It's going to him. He's a great back, and they've done a pretty good job all day.
They'll turn to the Wildcat to keep this drive alive. Rides it and reads it. The pitch. He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Trying to keep this drive alive. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down.
Everything going the offense's way. They're trying to ice this game late. They've got a really nice lead, so you just want to run the ball, high percentage throws, and keep the chains moving, and they're doing that. This has been a beautiful drive to watch. Offense continues to stay in a nice rhythm here late.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. And the quarterback takes a knee. With these last 2 plays, they've just taken this drive and thrown it right into the fire. Can they snatch it out on 3rd and goal? Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. So on 4th and goal, already with the lead, but they'll try to salt this thing away with a touchdown. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii. That'll give him a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, that pivotal top 15 battle is in the books. Here's how things went down. Oklahoma State escaped with the victory, and I say escaped. Look, in college football, teams will take any win, but I think those Pokes fans could have done without this one being so close. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the new top 25 poll next week as this one, gentlemen.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. Stopped at the 24-yard line after the 10-yard gain. Washington wants to go quickly.
Well, this offense has not put their best product on the field today. They've got no points to show for any of their efforts so far, but they've...
And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The Huskies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Callaway. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Complete in the middle. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Soft spot in the middle. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24, and this defense, its head is spinning. And the Huskies had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Got out of trouble and throws. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Bringing the heat. Grabbed in the middle. It's Callaway. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. Wants to go up top. Looking to get it in. Give him 6. Touchdown, Huskies.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Hawaii ready to go back to work on offense. And they take a knee on 4th down, having inflicted enough damage, and that ought to do it. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Got a little space. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. You can feel and hear the purple rain all the way across Lake Washington. 3rd down coming. Inside the 30 at the 29, it's a 1st down. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They're still firing away even with this lead. Throws to the wideout. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors! Made the grab in the end zone for the score. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Someone say run out the clock. Someone say I don't need to add points. But here's the thing. It's your job to stop them on defense. Now listen, the handshakes, they might get a little bit interesting after this game, but the offense did their job.
And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time, when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get...
Fires deep toward the end zone. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.